So how are we going to, quote, increase efficiency, just like automation? We're going to look at the order at which we do things. We're going to look at any, quote, activities in our project that can be deleted. We're going to try to minimize communication and documentation, if at all possible. And it should lead to lower costs and higher quality and value. Automation. The thing that people had a hard time getting is minimizing our thinking and decision making. I mean, anybody who's been in a, quote, censored car now knows that it cuts risk down to almost nothing. And we've seen the course of what happens with any type of service. It minimizes the effort needed by people. Yeah, I still remember when this was a big issue. Oh, we need to get minimum wage. They need more money. Then all these boards start popping up. Right? If anybody's traveled, well, not lately because everybody's been on lockdown, but anybody's traveled, you can see now how automation is kicked in. Anything that can be done by a robot is done by a robot. Even high-risk functions. The number of human beings that are going to be needed to mitigate risk it's going to be unbelievable. Yeah. The day when a company said, oh, we have cheap labor, so we're going to put this out utilizing cheap labor. There is no more competition because the country with the lowest costing labor has gone in robotics. And the amazing things that robotics and information systems are doing. Why is this so amazing? Because it actually increases production and quality while decreasing costs. In the management areas, it's finally going to get to us. Because artificial intelligence now is actually trying to replace the human cognitive process. The best way to explain this is a guy was on an assembly line doing the same task over and over, right? So they take that guy and remove him, and some robot comes in and does this task over and over. The difference with today's technology is, and they call it artificial intelligence, because instead of looking at just one task, they look at the entire project. They break it down into smaller tasks. And then they automate that. But the actual cognitive thinking of pre-planning, risk mitigation, these things now are close to being automated. And what is stunning is, if you've seen where this is going, the people who have artificial intelligence, and all artificial intelligence is, it's the brains of any robotics and information system. That's all it is. These people who are generating this artificial intelligence today are targeting not, quote, the laborers as much as the white collar people. The ones who use like equations, the ones who use like different processes, the ones who they consider low-hanging fruit, which is quite a change. That's what makes the automation different today. And this one is stunning. This video is stunning simply because there's no discussion that a robot can lay bricks much faster than a human being. What makes this stunning is the perception that there's a finisher following the robot. And why isn't that finisher's responsibilities and functions done by the robot? Because it's too expensive. In other words, whatever can be automated will be automated. But whatever can't be automated now is done by human beings who now have the title of expert. Do you think they're good at their trade? If they weren't good, they'd create a mess. So all of a sudden, when we have this automation come in, the value of expertise actually goes up. It actually requires people to be experts. And they actually get paid like experts. Quite interesting. We don't have to have anybody managing this finisher. I mean, he just does his job. It's amazing. Whatever can be automated will be automated. Whatever can't be automated will actually become even more efficient by people who understand. Now, there's a couple examples here. Now, I'm not going to show these because we're running out of time, but there's these two restaurants that we kind of use the examples of. And in one of them, a group of kids at MIT needed a project to show that they knew how to automate something or create a robotic system. And they actually did it in a robotic kitchen, a robotic chef. And they actually had to go get a chef to get the blessing on how good their system was. And most amazingly, by the end of this video, the chef actually took credit for bringing the automation in and said that the automation can do things that a human being can't do. It's really amazing. And this is in actually doing the cooking of something that the students couldn't get. So they're looking for quality. They're looking for value. They automated the cooking of healthy food, that all the food was fresh. And it worked out really well. Then we have another kitchen on the other coast. And this restaurant took advantage of all, quote, the communicating skills of technology and information. And so this kitchen not only cooked the food using robotics, but they remembered every single customer that they had and what they ate and what the combinations were. And they made it appealing where it was like going into an airport and seeing on the board, you know, which flights were leaving and what gates. They came in, they made their order, they were put on the board, and they were told what cubby to go to. And this cubby was simply amazing. Not only did it list the information for who was the customer and what was there, but you could see through the screen. You could see through the panel. It was transparent, amazing, so they could actually see their food. You know, and this is just the beginning. I mean, these, quote, slides are not new. I mean, I think I got this like 2 years ago. And where they are now, I just don't have enough time to kind of show like where the current state of the art is, except to let people know that automation, robotics, information systems, and what people call artificial intelligence are just on the cusp. They will be implemented if they can solve the problems that can't be solved today.